Peace and blessings. What's up, my spiritual booze? I know it's been a minute since I've done a video. A lot has happened. I'll probably do that in another video, but this video will be about why I feel like as Black people we need to stop using white sage. And I'll explain that, but also give you options of variety of herbs that you can smudge yourself with except for buying white sage. Let's get started. Okay, so before I get started, I would love to give a huge shout out to Head Over Heels for her scarves. Hunty, when I tell you these scarves are so beautiful and soft, bitch, soft. So I bought two of them. I bought this one that I have on my head right now. As you can see, it's like red and blue with the blue tints in the fabric and the patterns, and it's like a vibrant red. And then I bought this purple, royal purple and gold. Like, bitch, you can't tell me nothing with this purple, bitch. I am royalty. You hear me? And with this red, it's giving real Oya energy. You know what I'm saying? Very fiery energy with this Leo moon and Mars. You know what I'm saying? I play too much. But yes, I just wanted to give a huge shout out to her for her website. And she sells more than fabric. She's also an artist based in Atlanta. Y'all should really hit her up. And she's Black owned. I'm talking about, y'all, her family is so fucking cute. Like, I love seeing them. They make me so happy. And just seeing her growth after all the years I followed her, like, I love it. Like, I love these scarves, and this won't be the last time she see me. Because, baby, I've never had scarves this soft before. I've never had scarves in this kind of material. I've never had scarves this soft. And the way that it just, like for real, this is the only head wrap routine I know how to do. But she also has tutorials on her YouTube as well on how to do different head wraps with either if you ain't got no hair or if you got locks. So y'all should really check her out. I'm gonna make sure to put her website and her Instagram information down in the description box, just so you know you guys can have a shortcut. The reason I'm doing this video is to talk about why as Black people we need to stop using white sage. And me in particular, I love white sage. Like, I used to root for it. A lot of people don't like the smell of it because it has like a little, you know, a musty smell to it. But I got used to it after a while. But as I gotten further into my spirituality, I noticed that I pushed away from white sage. And then I started getting into like Palo Santos a lot. Palo Santos, juniper, cedar, rosemary. But yeah, I'm gonna talk about a lot more sage. Those are just the basic ones, but I'm gonna get into why as Black people we need to stop using white sage. So in my experience, white sage literally clears out all energy, whether it's negative or positive. So when you use sage, you are literally clearing out all your energy. Talking about the good that you bring it in your house or your apartment or wherever you stay at, you literally are clearing out all of it. And then that lets, you know, the spirits have free access to come into your space. And it's been stories about some people using white sage, and if you're into any African traditional religion, some of your ancestors do not like white sage because white sage is really supposed to be for indigenous people, for their ceremonies. That's what the use of white sage was, but because we overpopulated it, now we're over consuming it, and now it's about to be an endangered plant because we're over consuming white sage. There are literally different herbs you can smudge yourself with instead of white sage. And I listened to this podcast called the Juju Podcast. I will also put that in the description box of that episode, where the lady, or I think it was Juju, that was talking about how as Black people we don't know what our intentions are, and we don't know why we're using white sage, because sometimes white sage can bring demons into your house. It depends on where you bought it and where it's been manufactured. And then sometimes, like I said, your ancestors may not like white sage. They may tell you, you need rosemary, baby, you need to get Palo Santos. It just depends on your spirit guides and your ancestors and what they would like rather for you to use. So, in my opinion, that's when I listened to that podcast, it started making sense, because after a while, my spirit did not like white sage anymore. So then that's when I gravitated towards more Palo Santos, which Palo Santos is better than white sage, because not only does Palo Santos clear out energy, it attracts more good energy into your space. And that's why I really suggest, as Black people, we really need to stop overcompensating on white sage and thinking that's the only herb out here, especially when it's for ceremonial purposes for indigenous people. And so I have written down many herbs that we could use that is not white sage. Number 1, bay leaves. Now, I have some bay leaves, for example, if people have never heard of them or never used them when they're cooking. So I bought these from, a regular Food Depot in my neighborhood. If you're in the Georgia area, if you have a Food Depot, if you have a grocery store that sells Hispanic, it has an Hispanic aisle, they will most definitely have these. But these are bay leaves, as y'all can see. If you're in the spiritual, in the spiritual thing, you should already know what bay leaves are. Bay leaves are these right here. As you can see, they are good for bringing in positive energy. They are also good when you want to bring in good luck into your space. They're also good for smudging your body and attracting abundance, prosperity, and money into your life. Anything that you want to manifest, bay leaves is a quick thing to do. And some people actually use bay leaves. They write like whatever they're trying to manifest in their life, and then they burn it under a candle. You could use these as abundance spells, attraction spells. You can also use these in your spiritual baths, your herbal tea baths, whatever you want to call them. So I love bay leaves. Like, I use them for everything. My spiritual baths, my just to smudge myself. Like, these are like good, and they're cheap. They're affordable. So sage, you don't need that shit. The next one I have is rosemary. So this is my rosemary plant that I bought a while back. As you can see, I really don't, I just personally, because this was my first plant that I bought, I don't want to cut her down. And but I have, rosemary is actually good too as well. If you love rosemary, this would be good for smudging your house. If you moved in a new apartment or a new home, rosemary is the key thing, because not only does it clear out your energy, it attracts protection into your home. It puts a protection around your home, inside in the corners of your space, as well as what else? Every herb that you use is going to clear out negative energy, but it also, because white sage doesn't do that, this rosemary is good for protection, it's good for healing, it's good for attracting stuff into your life as well. So yeah. So the next one I'm gonna talk about is cedar. So I don't have cedar with me. I used to have cedar. We actually have cedar in our backyard that sometimes, I'll talk to the plant and ask for permission to prune it before I, take their damn shits off. So yeah, cedar is actually good too as well for bringing protection into your home, clearing out energy. To me, it's like just like rosemary and bay leaves, they give off an earthy smell. So if you're not used to those things, just go with whatever your intuition or your spirit guides or your spirit feels like having, whatever herbs feels best to you. Lavender is also good. If you are a person who has a diffuser and you use lavender to calm down, or you have a lot of products that have lavender in it, lavender, the flower, if you burn it, it's good as well. If you have a diffuser, I'm telling you, if you have a diffuser, get some rosemary, Get some rosemary oil. That clears out your space too. A diffuser is good for clearing out negative energy as well. The next thing I have is chamomile. So this is a chamomile branch I bought from Food Depot. They are cheap as fuck. Chamomile is good for bringing calmness into the space, clearing out negative energy as well, but it also attracts in peace and harmony, and bringing a lot of calmness into your space. If you live in a very heavy, toxic environment, you know what I'm saying? And also, when you're smudging your house, you do not smudge in like just the open space. You gotta smudge in like the corners, because that's where some of the trickster or any spirits will sit at. They sit in the corners of your room. Also, sea salt is good for clearing out negative energy as well. All you have to do is put it in the corners of your space, or put like a bowl of it and put it near corners of your corners in your rooms, or corners of your in your apartment, whatever you stay at. That clears out negative energy as well. Eggs as well. Eggs is good for clearing out negative energy. What else? Mugwort is also good for clearing out negative energy. Some people probably wouldn't like the smell. Some people would say it's very I don't know. It reminds me, I don't know, when I hear mugwort or smell it, it does have a very earthy smell. It's more heavier, and mugwort is like really dense. So you can like use it as not incense, but yeah, incense, or you can use a charcoal and burn it. Or if you actually have a mugwort plant, you can wrap it around in some thread and burn it and smudge it that way. Eucalyptus, oh my God, eucalyptus it's just like lavender. It clears out, it brings mental clarity to you, and it also attracts in abundance as well. Black sage, there's black sage, there's blue sage, there is sweet grass, and then there's dragon blood sage as well, or dragon blood raisins are good. Basil leaves, I love basil leaves, but I've never really like smudged them, but they're just like in the same category as eucalyptus and lavender. You can also smudge with peppermint leaves as well if you ever have any peppermint leaves. Thyme is good as well. Thyme is good for protection, clearing out any soul ties, clearing out any negative vampire energies. Oh yeah, y'all, I forgot one more fucking thing you can burn. Cinnamon sticks. You can also use cinnamon sticks. Cinnamon sticks is just like bay leaves. Cinnamon sticks brings and attracts abundance, prosperity into your life. It also clears out negative energy, and it brings money to you fast. So in this part of the video, I am going to talk about what is smudging and why is it so important for your spiritual journey and your spiritual hygiene. So smudging is a sacred ritual that is practiced by indigenous people in their culture for centuries until it came into popularity. You're supposed to have your windows and doors open, and then you also supposed to smudge right after you clean your house. That's another thing a lot of people don't get, especially when you don't know the intentions of what white sage does. You just get it because everybody else got it, and that's the only thing people think they know. Yeah, no. That's not how we do, boo. If you're trying to attract things in your life, you gotta go feet up and then go to your crown. That's attracting, releasing. Attracting, releasing, y'all, okay? All right. You cannot do nothing without intentions. Nothing without intentions. Everything has to be intentional. You can't just, and then sometimes you don't even have to say it out loud. Whatever the intention is, if you already thinking it, it will be as so. It doesn't matter. You don't have to say it out loud if you don't want to. Sometimes I say it in my head and I already know what the intention is set for. Why am I burning this incense, or why I'm smudging myself, or why I'm smudging my area? You don't have to say it out loud unless you want to, unless your throat chakra tells you to speak it out loud, to bring it into confirmation. Do that. But sometimes, if you don't feel like talking that day and you just feel like smudging your place, do that. But yeah, y'all, I just want to make sure that y'all know the information before y'all just, think that white sage is the only herb that you need to burn. Because to be honest, as black people, the reason why it bothers some of us because it's not for us. I just, guys, just be mindful that white sage is already about to be an endangered plant, and we are overpopulating it because of European standards. I hope this video was very informative for you guys. Let me know in the comment section, like, share, and subscribe. Thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you guys have a blessed day. I will make sure to put everything in the description box for you guys, all the information that you need to know, and where you can get all these, all these herbs that I have shown today. Thank you guys for watching. I hope you guys have a blessed day, evening, or night, whichever day, evening, or night you're watching. Peace.